Hi, I'm Sonia Choquette. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about a particular type of spirit guide called the helper guide or helper guides, and how to call them in particularly to improve relationships, to help you have better relationships, create better relationships, adjust the relationships that are difficult so that they get better, and just generally improve the relationship experience of your life. So helper guides are the guides to tune into. If you are new to my channel, before we dive in, be sure you subscribe so you don't miss important information like this that can really help your life be far better, easier, more magical, more intuitive, more connected. So we have a lot of different types of spirit guides, and they are experts in their fields. So we call healers when we are suffering emotionally or physically in some way. We have helpers when we are struggling with something and we could use some assistance in making something we're trying to create or experience or have go better. We have teacher guides when we recognize it's time in our lives that what we know is limiting us and we need to learn more. We have runner guides who help just connect us to the flow of life so we can stay flowing quickly. They help us get parking spaces and tickets to theaters and just the fun stuff of life. Well, one of the biggest challenges that we have in life is with our relationships. It's because we don't really understand what's making them be so problematic. We may have blind spots on our own behaviors and negative patterns and expectations. We may be codependent. We may not understand the other person. We might get sucked into their energy. The relationship could be karmic. We're trying to work out some past life. Unfinished business that might be a soulmate, but we're not really aligned with good timing. Maybe my relationships are just generally difficult. Maybe I don't get people and they don't get me. As it turns out, we have helpers who can really be there to bring our attention to what it is we need to understand, we need to learn, we need to allow for, we need to let go of so that relationships improve. So I like to start out with the idea that a relationship isn't a person. It is a thing you have with a person. So we have many different people in our life, but the thing we have with a person is created by the tools we bring to how we relate. So if we have the good understanding to relate in a clear, conscious way, our relationship, the experience we're creating, goes better, no matter who you're relating to. The interesting thing is we're not one way with one person and different with another. We actually show up pretty consistently. But we may have one experience with one type of person and a different experience with another, depending on whether we're understanding and we're clear about who we're relating to and what to expect from them. So we can call in helper guides to say, just help me, this isn't working out. Help me relate better. And it starts with help me relate to myself better. What do I need to know about me that is causing difficulty in relationships? Now that's a big one, and a lot of people don't want to go there and say, oh, I'm out. I don't need to improve. It's everybody else. And if you're one of those people, none of your relationships are going to work very well. So give it up. Just expect trouble. But if you're willing to get to the point to say, well, what am I bringing to the table? What am I doing that isn't creating good relationships? Your helper guides will really get on board and start bringing to your attention help, assistance, guidance, information, connections that will give you insight and the ability to shift, evolve, and change. For example, say you are a combative person. You're constantly feeling argumentative, people trigger you easily, you be very reactive, you have no patience, and you think, what's wrong with everybody that I can't, they can't get along with me? What's wrong with everybody? They irritate me so much. Ask your helper guides, and they might actually put a book in front of you that talks about low self-esteem or insecurity. Or you might turn on a podcast accidentally one day and get a whole insight into how being argumentative is based in fear that if you're not right, you're not welcome or you're not loved. There's a lot of ways the helper guides will start bringing the information to you. Maybe a podcast, maybe a book, maybe you'll tune into something accidentally, overhear it with someone next door. Maybe you'll go to a bookstore or get online and start looking for information and be guided to exactly what you need to have insight in where you're blocking your own ability to relate. Maybe you'll even be guided to watch a movie that completely focuses on this relationship problem that you have, and you can see it from an objective point of view and get some insight and understanding that maybe that message is for me. Maybe this story reflects a lot of who I am. So that's how the helper guides get to you. You are willing to learn. They will bring you all kinds of different ways in which to get the message of what it is you need to learn. Same goes for, I'm showing up with an open heart, I'm showing up willing, but I'm also blindsidedly showing up codependent and giving my power away to people way too easily so that they will take care of me and love me because I'm secretly insecure and don't have self-worth. Again, ask your helper guides to make you aware of what your blind spot is or what the compulsive pattern is that's not bringing the results you want. And again, how the helpers help you is your attention will all of a sudden overhear a conversation, maybe on a podcast or on Spotify, or you'll hear a movie or someone will mention it, or a book will just plop in your lap. You might be invited to a lecture. You might be asked if you want to join a class with someone, and it kind of comes at you. You didn't necessarily consciously go after this specific information. That's how helper guides help. The attention is directed to what will respond exactly to what will help you have a better relating experience. Now, the final piece is you've got to want to learn. There's one thing about getting information. Your helper guides will certainly bring you in your attention to whatever information, whatever insight you might need through a whole myriad of opportunities, through movies and books, and you might even hear a song and it has a breakthrough aha. But you have to want to learn. Nobody can help you. That's where free will. The guides will help us, but our free will makes the final decision. Call in some helper guides around some relationship troubles, especially if you have a specific relationship that troubles you. Don't ask for that other person to change. Say, bring me the insight, information, aha, understanding I need in the way I can receive it very well, very quickly, so that this relationship issue eases. And then pay attention and see what happens. You'll get help. And then it's up to you to take it, put it to use, apply it, and you'll see a change. So thanks for listening. I hope that this will be something that eases your relationships quickly. The helper guides are ready, willing, and able. So you get on board, they'll get on board. Before you go, be sure you subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for listening.